Imagine a room with a ladder and a bunch of bananas at the top. Yes, I am talking about a famous experiment conducted by some social scientists somewhere in the 1960s, I suppose. In this interesting experiment, scientists placed a ladder with bananas at the top in a small room with monkeys. Whenever a monkey climbed the ladder, the others were sprayed with cold water. When the monkeys on the ground pulled down the one climbing the ladder, the spraying was stopped. After some time, the monkeys understood that climbing the ladder resulted in the spraying of water. Eventually, even without the water being sprayed, the group prevented any monkey from climbing the ladder. New monkeys were placed in the room. They were unaware of the cold water. But when any of the new ones climbed the ladder, they too were restrained by the others. It was not due to the threat of water being sprayed, but it had become the group's conditioned behavior to prevent any monkey from climbing the ladder. The monkeys were replaced one by one, and soon there wasn't even a single monkey that had even the faintest idea of how and when the conditioning even started. Parallels to human behavior. This experiment reflects how, in human societies, following established norms, especially with a religious context, can be done without true understanding. Much like the monkeys, people often adhere to traditions without comprehending the original reasons behind them. This leads to a perpetuation of practices that may have lost their relevance or true meaning over time. In Indian society, this phenomenon is particularly evident in the interpretation of Vedic and Vedantic scriptures. The Vedantic approach to inquiry. Vedanta encourages us to develop a spirit of inquiry and seek clarity. It urges seekers to use analogies and metaphors to grasp the core truths that they are meant to convey. In the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, inquiry and understanding are strongly encouraged. In chapter 4, shloka 34, Krishna advises, "Acquire knowledge through reverence to teachers who have known the truth. Serve them and ask them questions. The wise who know the truth will teach it to you." This shloka emphasizes the importance of questioning and seeking clarity rather than blindly believing and following interpretations. The issue with analogies. In Vedic scriptures, analogies are extensively used to convey complex ideas. However, when these analogies are taken literally or taught as absolute truths by some famous gurus and babas, the masses are led astray. The core message gets lost, and people are mentally transported light years away from the essence of the teachings. This misinterpretation hampers true understanding and growth. Twisted ideas are taught to young children, and their questions are blocked by elders saying that blind belief is a virtue. Here is shloka 424 from the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which clarifies the metaphor behind so-called religious rituals. The eternal truth, or Brahman, is the offering. Brahman is the clarified butter poured into the fire of Brahman. For him who through complete absorption in spiritual activities has attained supreme consciousness and sees divinity in everything, the Supreme Being is easily attainable. Now, did it say anything about chopping wood and burning them, or making clarified butter from stolen animal milk? In the Bhagavata Purana, there exists a clear disclaimer by the author. Shloka 12, 3:14. Shukadeva Goswami says to King Parikshit, "O mighty king, I have narrated to you of great kings who spread their fame throughout the world and departed. My objective has been to teach transcendental knowledge and renunciation. Such stories of great kings give power and grandeur to my narrations, but on their own, they do not comprise the highest knowledge." Let us compare the core principle of an organized religion with Vedantic teachings. Verse 14:6 from the book of John. Jesus says to him, "I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." Now compare that with Shloka 1863 of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, in which Krishna says to Arjuna, I have taught you the secret wisdom which is deeper than all that is confidential and profound. Reflect fully on what I have declared to you and do what you wish to do. Was it a condition or was there any compulsion? To conclude, I would like to point out that the story of the monkeys, the ladder, and the bananas serve as a powerful reminder to cultivate a spirit of inquiry rather than blindly believing or following anyone, any idea, or anything. Aiming for clarity needs to be the goal. By embracing the wisdom of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita and seeking clarity, one can move beyond mere acceptance and understand the deeper truths of ancient traditions. Let us not be like the monkeys, conditioned by misunderstood practices, but rather strive to comprehend and internalize the profound teachings of Vedanta. It baffles me to see how and why a sane person even remotely believes that pouring stolen mammary secretions meant for a bovine baby on a stone piece of art can redeem them of all the evils they have committed. Where do such meaningless ideas, which have no position in the highest spiritual science of Vedanta, come from, and why do they even exist? Well, it is due to the ignorance of the masses, including educated ones, that mainly finds its roots in laziness. Through sincere inquiry and study, anyone can rediscover the true essence of our spiritual heritage without the need for weirdly dressed pot-bellied bearded men pretending to be know-it-all gurus. Shloka 438 of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. There is certainly nothing more purifying than knowledge. He who is perfect in yoga finds it in the self in due course of time. Knowledge is the key. Knowledge, or rather clarity, needs to be the aim of spiritual seeking. That is what scientists do, don't they? They seek answers and clarity. Vedanta is the science of all sciences, and the Srimad Bhagavad Gita is the nectar of all the Upanishads. It takes only about 3 hours of reading or listening to completely restructure your thinking and comprehension of yourself and the world around you. Thank you. Stay blessed. Jai Shri Krishna.